Good morning, children. How are you? Enjoying your lockdown holidays? I think everyone is enjoying their lockdown holidays from 4 months. Now, we had already completed our first year. Remember me or forgotten? I am your commerce teacher, T. Krishnaveni. Okay. Now, I think everyone has noticed me and remembered me also. Our classroom, our lectures, our studies. Now we will move on to our second year syllabus. As you know already in your first year, our syllabus is divided into two parts. Part A commerce and part B accountancy. In the same way, the second year syllabus will also be divided into two parts. Part A commerce and part B accountancy. All the best to all the students and I want each and every student to participate and see these YouTube lessons and don't waste your time. From now onwards, as if the coronavirus is going on, we need to use our time by studying our syllabus, and our syllabus is a very big syllabus when it compares when it we compare to the first year syllabus. Second year syllabus will be very hard, so better each and every student follow my lessons. If you had any kind of doubts, please ask me through your WhatsApp. And from now onwards, today we will start our syllabus, and our syllabus, as you know, let me explain your syllabus first. So already in the first year we had completed the part A and part B, each comprise of 50 marks each. As you know already, you had completed your exams also, seen your question paper, attempted your exams. Now I think you can easily understand how our second year syllabus will also be the same as in the first year syllabus. So part A comprise of theory part and part B comprise of accountancy part. As you know, this is our textbook. Coming to our syllabus, first of all, let me tell you that I think each and every student doesn't have any kind of textbooks with them. So that's why I will put all the PDF of syllabus in your WhatsApp. Just go through on it. Just I am reading what is the syllabus in your second year. So now come on to your syllabus. In the part A, as you already know, it is a theory part, and in the part B you will be having accountancy. Now come to part A. In the theory part, we are having the most important first chapter, which always gives you approximately 15 marks, and that chapter is marketing and stock exchanges. Okay, next chapter is business services, and the third unit is entrepreneurship, and the fourth unit is internal and international trading, and the last unit is principles and functions of management. This is your theory syllabus, which comprise of 50 marks. And next come to your accountancy syllabus, and in the accountancy also we'll be having 50 marks, as you know. And in the first chapter is depreciation, which always gives you 5 to 7 marks, which is a very important chapter. Next comes to accounting from incomplete records, and also the second unit is consignment accounts, and the third unit is accounts for non-profit organization, and the fourth most important unit, which will you always remember, in the first year you will be having 20 marks problem. Similarly here also, in the second year also you will be having 20 marks problem, which comprises of partnership accounts, which includes 3 chapters in it. Now we'll move on to the last chapter, which is a computerized accounting. This is your syllabus in the second year commerce, and if you read carefully and properly and go through each and every lesson with me in the holidays also, we can successfully complete our syllabus without any kind of problems. Now go on to, now from today onwards, we will be having daily, weekly 2 classes, and each and every student must put one book in front of him before starting our program. You can see this video, if not YouTube, by playing it in your mobiles. If not, ask somebody for give you and help you with your smartphones if you don't have it. Make yourselves as groups so that you can, each and every student can follow my lectures. Now come to your syllabus now. From today onwards, I am going to start with accountancy. As you know, all of your students always very interested in accounting when compared to theory part. So from now onwards, I am going to start first one chapter in accountancy, and next another chapter in theory. Likewise, the alternative We will be going through theory part also and accountancy part also. Now let us begin our syllabus. Yes, before starting the lesson, just let me ask you some questions. For example, think all of you had completed your first year and all your books have become old now. For example, think in the starting of your class in the first year, you had bought the books. Bought the books for think 150 rupees each. Now, after completing, you don't need any kind of books for further studies. So, you want to sell the books. You will go to one shop and try to sell the books. Think how many of you can tell how many rupees you are going to get back. So, think for a while. I won't be, if you go to a shop and ask the person to just buy your book, he will not at all give you 150 rupees. He will just give you 50 rupees, if not 60 rupees. Why? Why is that a difference? For example, think my book cost is 200 rupees. I go to a shop and sell it for just 50 rupees. How many rupees I am going to get loss? That is approximately 100 rupees I am going to face the loss. Think I am very good student, always keeps my books very neatly. Then also that shop owner won't give me 150 rupees at all. He will just cut off some kind of money. So the money which has been deducted, if not, if you think that the money which you don't get back, that money can also be called as depreciation of that book. So depreciation is nothing but in the reduction of the value of the book. Reduction can be in different ways. For example, think as you know, think my students are very good students, always keeps their items, if not their books, pens very neatly. Then also when you sell those books, once used by one person, when it comes to another person who is buying, he will always think of giving you less money. So for each and everything there will be depreciation, not only for books, for pens, books, stationery, buildings. As you know, in the first year you had studied about the assets, if you remember or forgotten. Yes, assets are those things which are always valuable. But as the time goes on, the value of these assets goes on decreasing. For example, let me take one more example. Think one machinery is there. For example, in each and every household, mother keeps one sewing machine. As you see, when the machine is very new, she will be moving on the machine very fastly. In the place of in the first day, if not in the 1 month, she will be stitching approximately hundreds of frocks. Then go on to second month, third month, fourth month. When it comes to 10th month, if not 12th, 1 year is completed, the same machine won't be able to give you hundreds of frocks. It will only give half 50. That means maybe 50 frocks, if not 20 also. What is the reason behind it? As you go on use the machinery, it will become old, and the value of the machinery always decreases, never increases. But see, some goods are there which values always increases but never decreases. Take another example, land, which and gold also, which always increases but never decreases. But except these goods, all the remaining things which we use in our daily household, if not in industries, in the business, whatever it may be, always the value of the goods goes on decreasing. For example, think I had only bought one machine. When I buy the machine, think the value of the machine is 10,000 rupees. So think I had bought the machine in 2019. Now it is 2020. In the 2019, it used to work very nicely, very fastly. So think I have one big company of making shoes. Think in the first year I used to make thousands of shoes. When it comes to in the second year, the same machine won't be giving any kind of thousands of shoes. It will be giving approximately half, if not below half itself. What is the reason behind it? Means while using the machine daily, it is also like a human being, just gets exhausted, gets some kind of repairs, and it doesn't give that much value when it is bought new. You can see each and everything in your house also you will be having air coolers, fridges. When you start buying, when in the first year they will be running very smoothly. Afterwards they will get some kind of repairs and stop working, doesn't work so much effectively as they were brought in the first time. So this decrease in the value of each and everything can be called as a depreciation. And calculating depreciation is very, very important when it comes to our accountancy. For example, what is the reason behind it means, for example, I had completed one financial year. Think I had started one business in 2019. Already we had entered into 2020. Think I had bought some kind of 10, 15 machinery in 2019. I want to know the value of the machinery of the same machines in 2020. The value won't be same. For example, if I had bought for 1 lakh rupees, because I had used from 2019 to 2020 approximately 12 months, the value decreases 1 month after the other, 1 month after the other. So if I want to tell you, somebody asks me what are your assets value of your business, then I must know what is the actual value of the machinery which I has bought in 2019. So to calculate what is your actual profits, losses, whatever it may in the business, the calculation of depreciation is very, very important. So in the business is also very important. So now we are going to learn how to calculate the depreciation. Now I think each and every student had understood the meaning of the depreciation. If I want to repeat once again, just listen to me. Depreciation is nothing but reduction in the value of the assets. This is a very, very important 2 marks question. You must remember these two lines, and you approximately 2 examples, give some kind of example like machinery, tools, whatever it may be. I must tell you another thing also. Each and every word will be having some kind of opposite words also. For example, depreciation is a reduction in the value of the asset. In the same way, there will be appreciation. Appreciation is nothing but increase in the value of the asset. In the starting only I told that some assets, for example land, jewelry, if not gold, which will be having always the value will be increased. In the same way here also appreciation is nothing but increase in the value of the asset. Don't get confused. Depreciation is totally different when it comes to appreciation. Both the words meaning must be understood by each and every student, because your 20 marks problem will be having both these words. You must calculate what do you mean by, you must be first of all understand what do you mean by depreciation, then try to calculate it, and also you must understand what do you mean by appreciation also, and how to calculate it. First of all, let us complete this chapter. When I go to the 20 marks problem, last chapter, I will explain once again how to calculate appreciation also. Now come on to your depreciation lesson. So depreciation, I want to repeat once again, it is nothing but reduction in the value of the asset. These two lines must be just by hearted by each and every student. Try to understand them, but it is very, very important question which always occurs in the examination and gets you 2 marks. So now I think each and every student had understood what you mean by depreciation. Now I want to tell, for example, think myself only. I am not at all a very good person in keeping my things very, very neatly and safely. For example, think some people, for example, think I had bought one shirt. Some people will be having that knowledge and technique, whatever it may be, they will be using the same shirt for 1 year also. Think another person is also there who had bought at the same time, he will be using only for once or twice, that is what you call the shirt will be teared down. So maintenance is a very, very important part which plays and also important role in the calculation of depreciation. And think now I will tell you another most important question, which what are the reasons and causes of depreciation. So causes may be different. For example, now only I told one thing, that is wearing and tearing. This is the most important cause which always occurs by each and every person due to negligence, due to his improper maintenance of the goods and services also. So this is the most important cause. This is called as wear and tear. This is also 5 marks questions. You must remember this answer. What are the causes of depreciation? This question also occurred in your exam many times. So this chapter includes approximately 5 plus 2, if not 10 marks also, if you are lucky enough. And this is the most easy chapter in this total textbook. Now come to the causes once again. And the first cause is the most important cause, that is wear and tear. Now second cause. Second cause is nothing but depletion. Depletion, not depreciation. Now try to find out the differentiation of the words. I'm telling about the meaning of depletion. Depletion is nothing but, for example, think of natural resources. Think one coal mine is there. If I'm going on extracting coal, one day will be coming where there will be no coal. That is called as depletion. Depletion is nothing but reduction in the natural minerals which are given by the nature. For example, for any business organization, you need some kind of natural resources. Without using natural resources, nobody in the world can run any kind of business organization. And if one country goes on removing the natural resources without thinking of it becoming empty, if not, one day will be coming, there will be no coal in the world also. So this depletion is very very dangerous, and each and every person must be taking care of the natural resources, without which we can't have any kind of growth in your near future also. Next, third most important cause is accidental. For example, accident, in the word only it will be having one meaning, accidentally. That means nothing but we can't expect. For example, think I had just bought some kind of coal on the train, and something has accident has occurred to the train. Then all the the raw material which I am getting will be accidentally lost by me. So accidents are not at all in our hands, but we must take care that no accidents can occur, and nobody will be having any kind of loss in getting their raw materials to their business houses. Another thing is obsolescence. Obsolescence is nothing but something, for example, think always the goods will be, for example, you are wearing one shirt, always fashions will be changing on. As you see in the pictures, one hero will be wearing one shirt, then all the youngsters will be wearing same shirt. Think that picture has moved out, just flopped something else, then nobody will be wearing. That means the fashions which are not at all always constant, always moves on changing. This is called obsolescence. We can't expect there's change here. We will buy, yes, that hero has bought that shirt, I must also wear, and show all the girls, try to just to impress them. In the same way here also, obsolescence is nothing but changing in the fashions which is not at all in our control. Now move on to the next reason, that is passage of time. As the passage of time goes on, the value of the good will also be less. Time also decides what is the value of the good in the market. And like that, in the last reason is fluctuations is nothing but, for example, think in market, onions rates will be going for 100 rupees one time, after some time the tomatoes rates will be going only for 2 rupees. These are the fluctuations in the markets which can't be expected by any human being. So fluctuation is also one of the cause of our depreciation. Till now I had explained you approximately 6 points which are very very important, and if one question occurs in your exam, never ever forget to write the side headings, and also the, and each and every side heading will be having some kind of 2 lines of explanation with examples. Try to give the examples. You can quote any kind of examples for all the reasons. Important factors in measuring the depreciation. Now you need to understand what are the most important factors we must know before calculating the depreciation accurately. If the depreciation goes wrong, then you won't be able to know actual profits of your organization. The first most important point is cost of the asset. We must know what is the cost with which we had bought any product. It may be machinery, maybe plant, whatever it may be. We must know the cost price of the good, then only we can tell after 1 year what is the value of that good. Next most important thing is the estimated life. For example, for each and every good there will be some kind of life. If you not break the good at once, then it will be always be having some kind of 5 years, 10 years, 6 years, whatever it may be. When you go to a shop and buy one TV also, that person will be telling, this ma'am, come buy this TV, it will be running successfully for 5 years, 10 years, whatever it may be. This is only called as estimated. Estimated means you are going to estimate it. We don't know accurately, but we are going to just have some kind of estimation that this product is going to work smoothly for 5 or 6 years. The last most important point you must know to calculate the depreciation is the scrap value. Scrap value is also having another name, it is called as residual value also. Scrap value is nothing but the value which will you realize, that means you get after selling the old machine. For example, I had bought one machine in 2019 and I am going to sell the same machine in 2020. The money which I am going to get by selling that machine is the scrap value of that machine. This value also you must know for calculating the actual value of the good. So this is the procedure how to calculate the depreciation. Now I will tell you how many methods are there for calculating depreciation. Actually, in your textbooks, if you see, there will be 10 methods, but the most two important methods are the first two only, which you always get in your exam. That is fixed method and another one is diminishing method. Fixed method and diminishing method will be having formulas which will be used while calculating the depreciation. These are the two most important methods, and remember this is a 10 marks question. In some books, some exams it had come for 10 marks also, but always it will be coming only for 5 marks, and all the students must know how to calculate the depreciation. It will be very very easy if you follow me, and very very interesting also. So this methods will be having formulas which I will be telling you in the tomorrow's class. We will be using the board also and completing and I will show you how to use the formula, how to use all the methods for calculating the machinery depreciation. By this, I will complete today's lecture. I hope you had understood my English also, because I am having very doubts that whether the student is going to understand me or not, whether my English is very very far away for reaching you. And if you don't understand, just tell me in your WhatsApp, then I will tell the total story in Telugu also. Okay, as you know, in classroom I will teach in both the languages, but these are the videos. If not, I must be putting in English only. But you feel some kind of rejection if don't understand, don't follow me, just tell me. Then I can move on to Telugu. From by now, I just close my lecture, but go through my lecture and try to recapitulate each and every word and try to understand what you mean by depreciation. And if you can write, just send me answers also for two most important questions. What is depreciation? That means define depreciation. And second question is, what are the causes of depreciation? Okay, try to answer both the questions which I had given. Now I know that you don't have any kind of textbooks with you, that's why I will put your PDF syllabus also, and also the lesson which I had told now itself. So try to follow it and try to just go through the lesson once again. And if you are having any kind of doubts or comments whether I am going very nicely or not, just give me your comments in the WhatsApp. But never ever forgot to just read the lesson once again. So by this I will conclude my session, and I will meet once again on Friday. So our classes will be always on Monday and Friday. Now I conclude my session. I will be meeting in the next session, and goodbye for now.